Hi, I'm Helen Clare and welcome to day one of the Yoga for Runners 5-minute tune-ups. And today we're focusing on the feet and the lower legs. So let's start on your knees with your hands out in front. Slowly start to walk your hands back towards you, lowering your hips towards your heels. Pause here or start to take your hands onto your thighs. And if you can, come to sit tall with your heart over your pelvis and your head over your heart. Let's feel the weight of your upper body and your hips dropping down over your ankles. Noticing any subtle or not so subtle sensations in the tops of your feet and your ankles. And then you're welcome to stay here or wherever you've come to. If you can take this a little bit further, take your fingertips just behind you. Start to lean back, lifting your knees from the floor. Again, just going as far as feels good for you just now, maybe a little bit further, just to start to intensify that stretching sensation across the tops of the feet, through the front of the ankles, an area that might get a little bit overlooked. And if this is really difficult for you, you could just stay up nice and tall and just do one leg at a time. 5 to 10 breaths on each side. Also 5 to 10 breaths if you're doing both. Okay, bring the knees back down, walk your hands back out in front, tuck your toes. And again, start to walk your hands back towards you. So now we're stretching into the soles of the feet. This might be far enough. If you can, bring your hands onto your thighs. If you can, sitting tall there. But do lean forwards if you need to. And if you can, align your spine there, over your hips, over your ankles. Feel that weight going down through the soles of the feet. Stretching out the toes, giving them that nice release. That might not feel quite so nice just now. And again, another 5 slow breaths, 5 to 10 slow breaths. Or whatever you can manage. Start to walk your hands back out in front. Okay, so now let's keep the toes tucked, but lift the knees and start to draw the heels in towards each other. Then slowly take your hands back towards you, letting your knees come nice and wide. So we're coming into a bit of a squat type position. Just go as far as feels good for you today on your hips and your knees. Nothing should hurt. If it does, please come out. And here, as our heels drop towards one another, allow your hips to sink down, but lean your body weight forwards, easing it into the backs of the ankles and the Achilles there. So the heels don't need to come to the floor, they might do, but just allow them to drop down as much as you can. And if your hips aren't allowing you to come this far into this position at the moment, just try it a little bit at a time. Don't try to force yourself into anything too quickly. All right, and then coming back up. Bringing your knees back down to the floor, walking your hands out in front, spreading your fingers there. And then hover the knees and send the hips up and back. So we're coming to a version of downward facing dog. Press into the hands, lengthen your spine, hips up nice and high. But let's bend the knees a lot, keep lifting the hips up nice and high, then lift the heels. Keep the knees bent as you start to drop the heels towards the floor. Again, they don't need to come all the way down. We're focusing here on the calves. And then if it feels good too, you can lean to one side, drop one heel as you lift the other. Keep lengthening through the spine. And then slowly switching side, lifting the heel, dropping the other one. Remembering we're not straightening the legs out completely in this one, and the heels do not need to come all the way down. And a few times switch from side to side, just nice and slow. Just focusing on the back of that lower leg. And dropping both heels towards the floor. And just taking a couple more breaths here. Just feel that re-lengthening occurring through the calves. A releasing of tension through the Achilles. And slowly drop back down onto your knees. And sit back on your heels. Great, well done. That was day 1. So revisit this class when you need a quick fix for the feet and lower legs. At the end of the week, you'll be able to put all these quick 5-minute classes together for a full body tune-up. Make sure you subscribed, and I will see you tomorrow when we're focusing on the hamstrings and the quads.